I'm often asked a lot of questions about how to judge the pace of a shot. Well, I made one video, I think that was titled Judging the Pace. But in that video I talked more about the techniques involved with either keeping the elbow high or driving through, as opposed to an actual measurement. Well, I'm not in favour of an actual measurement in terms of the length of the backswing. But, you know, sometimes it's rather silly to have a very long backswing when you're doing a trickle shot. Equally, it's very silly to have a tiny backswing when you're trying to deliver the cue with force. So here what I've done, I've set up a little scenario where the colours are across the table, the red is on the blue spot. Quite simple shot to pot the red. Very simple indeed. But what we're going to try and do is use the length of the backswing to judge the pace of the white. So what we're going to try and do is pot the red, leave the white in line with the black, and then the pink, and then the blue, and so on. Now let's imagine you've been playing a game, you've been sat down for 5 minutes watching your opponent play, or you've been fielding for him in the amateur game, where there are no referees. But now it's your turn to come to the table. What I like to see a player do is get that cue moving. Very, very important. And certainly I would rather see a longer backswing than a shorter one. I firmly believe that it's easier to keep a longer backswing straight than it is a shorter one, as you hit and get through that ball. Having said that, that does not mean that you can't be too long. Of course you can. But you come into that table after not playing a shot for a few minutes. I like to see a player get that cue moving, right? Nice and long and smooth. But now he's just playing a trickle shot and he's trying to get through to the black, in line with the black. So I'm going to get the cue moving. There, I'm happy that I'm cueing straight and relaxed. Now I can shorten down. So from there and through the ball. The next one is the pink. Now, there's very little difference between the pink and the black. So really there's very little difference between the length of the swing. So here again, just shorten down, keep the cue nice and level, and through to the pink ball. The next one is the blue. And this one, obviously, we're not travelling very far at all with the cue ball after it's hit the red. So we could shorten the swing down on the backswing. Little bit too far. This one, next one, is the brown. And here we're playing a stun shot. And when you play a stun shot or a screw shot, you do need slightly longer backswing. So we're playing a slightly more forcing shot. The white ball is going to skid along, and when it hits the red, it stops. The next one is a slight screw shot. Now here again we come back to what I've said when we're talking about straight shots and screwing back. If you're screwing back and you've got the ball dead straight, that player has to get out the way. Now I don't advocate that for beginners. All right, I like to see a slight angle, okay, so that he doesn't have to get out the way. We're still trying to get the white ball in line with the green, right, but we don't have to get out the way because we've got that slight angle. So slightly longer backswing because we're playing a screw shot and in line with the green. The next one is the yellow. So here we come in there, get through the ball, remember, and we're trying to get in line with the yellow. And there we are in line with the yellow. Now please don't ignore these little practices. They may look simple, they're not. But equally, they're very, very important. Not only for the beginner, they're important for the good player. If your intention is to get that cue ball positioned there, and it actually ends up there, that means that you're slightly out of position and your next shot is slightly trickier. Not only in terms of the pot, but in terms of your position for the very next shot. Right? And eventually what happens is the positional element tends to snowball. You're an inch out here, the next shot you're 2 inches out. The next shot you're half a dozen inches out. This is how it works. Eventually you end up, you either miss or you have to play safe. Okay? So please don't ignore little practices like that. Very, very important. Good luck with that practice.